Peace and prosperity. This is a Science Mystic coming to you with another message to help you free your heart and soul. Right now, I am talking about positivity and negativity, and this came to me earlier today. I was at the park with my daughter, and normally I just have thoughts that come to me, ideas that come to me. I'm in the flow. I'm in the flow state. And today, what came to me was the energy of negativity and how we relate to the energy of negativity. And I've had this conversation before plenty of times. And I also include this concept or, belief system in many of the teachings that I deliver to my soul partnerships that I have. And the energy of negativity is something that really, the perspective of it, I feel that it's time for it to change within the collective and within us individually in relationship to how we relate to negativity. So what made me think of this thing I'm about to share with you all was I had a reading recently done on myself, and in the reading there were crystals and stones that were red, and some of the stones that were red, two specific stones were chakra stones having to do with my heart chakra and my sacral chakra. And when the reading was done, it was letting me know that these chakras were positively affecting me, but at the same time, I could still do some healing work on these chakras. And it was very interesting for me to hear that, because my heart chakra and my sacral chakra were like the two chakras that I was focusing on healing. And not only that, they were giving me problems, like physically, to the point where I could feel it physically in my life. And so I took the time and I was intentional about healing those areas of myself. And when I got that reading and she let me know that they were positively affecting me at this time, it made me realize how at one point I was seeing my sacral chakra and my heart chakra as negatively affecting me, meaning like it was bothering me, like it was putting me in uncomfortable positions. Basically, I had to pause at various points in my life in order to deal with these two energetic areas of my body, of my aura, of my spiritual self. And once I started to do that, it was like I was putting myself further and further onto the divine path that I am supposed to be on. It's like the things that were affecting me, specifically my heart chakra and my sacral chakra, that these things were affecting me in a negative, quote unquote, negative way. Like, my heart, I was having like anxiety a lot. I was just not enjoying my life. That was like a lot of sacral energy. And to know now that these two energies are very prominent in a reading and they're affecting me positively confirms my previous understanding of what negativity really is. So if you haven't pre-ordered my book, The Great Woman Resurrected, make sure you go pre-order it, because in my book there is an excerpt where I specifically talk about how negativity in this day and age is viewed as something that is bad, like something that is to be avoided. When I say bad, I mean something to be avoided. And we don't want to look at negativity as something to be avoided anymore, because when we avoid negativity, we become stagnant. We don't understand what ease and you know what easiness really feels like. We don't understand that concept. Why? Because we become resistant. We become resistant to what is. So if I'm having negative emotions and I'm feeling negative about my life, this is signaling me to now understand where I have the potential to go in a positive direction. So this is a power source. This is actually this is a very powerful energy, and also the basis of the Sacred Soul Sisterhood that I created, which deals with the light and dark energy of the moon and every moon cycle, and how on the new moon we're dealing with attracting and magnetizing and creating and setting intentions, while for the full moon we're focusing on releasing. This is the basis of what the Sacred Soul Sisterhood is all about. Understanding that the new moon is the darkness, right? Darkness is negative space. Darkness is where all things come from. Darkness is the universe. The universe is a blackness where within this blackness anything can be created, and what that creation is essentially the light. So when we're in the darkness of the new moon, this is the time to set intentions. This is the time to create. This is the time to plant that seed. And once the full moon comes, this is the light. And what the light does, I mean, what you've created is already created, but what the light does, it repels now what you no longer need from the things that you have created, from the intentions that you have set. Oh my gosh. So when you begin to embrace negativity, it's actually being something that is very powerful. And the thing that is not so great about it and the way people are perceiving it in this day and age is they're seeing it as something that you need to avoid. And in my previous video, as I talked about Virgo and why Virgos are seen as being so mean, the sign and constellation of Virgo is actually the angel, is actually the highest servant to God. So their acts and the things that they do actually fully embody the service and the higher self energetically of the moon. I also did a video on Virgo, and Virgo's esoteric ruler is actually the moon, and it's not Mercury. It's the lunar goddess energy. So when you come to a place where you can accept every part of you, okay, that means the negative parts of you and the positive parts of you, because you cannot get to the positive parts of you if you're resistant to the negative parts of you. That's like you desiring something in your life, yet you're denying the fact that you don't like certain things that are in your life. Like, you can't have both. You have to be real, and you have to be authentic, and you have to be genuine with yourself and with other people by allowing yourself to feel and express those things in a healthy way. And the reason and way that it is expressed in a way that's healthy is when you accept them as being okay, and you accept them as being expressions that are something to be proud of and something to feel proud of. So many people don't like themselves, and I feel like this is, also put on us from children. Like in school systems, I was just realizing how school systems raise us to have a zero tolerance policy. They raise us to, if somebody hits us and we hit them back, then we're both in trouble and we both get reprimanded. And it's like all of these shoulds and should nots, but there's very little of actually accepting these different expressions of self that we all have. And it's good to have principle, right? It's good to have principle and have boundaries. It is necessary to have boundaries. I am not in any way saying that you should not have boundaries and you should just allow anything and everything and whatever it is to come into your life, and you should just be accepting of all things and all experiences and all expressions, because that's not what I'm saying, and that's actually the product of you resisting the negativity, you being in resistance to negative energy. And what negative energy even means, that is the product of that. When you are in resistance to these negative influences that really are coming from yourself, so if you're experiencing negative things outside of you that you see as negative, in other words, you don't want that, you don't like that, that's, and even in some cases that is a boundary. Like, I would never go there. Like, wall built. There's a wall built, right? Boundaries. That is the product of recognizing and accepting that you don't want to go there, right? When you accept certain things about yourself and you don't judge yourself for not liking certain things, you don't judge yourself with not feeling, all super compassionate and happy and great all of the time, then you can allow your true self, your real self, your soul to actually exist in real time. Because when you're resistant, you're not allowing your soul, your real self to exist. You're just kind of here trying to be this perfect being, trying to be in wusa and, this perfect whatever you're trying to be, but it's not real. And the negative energy is so synonymous with feminine energy, and this is why I brought this energy up in my book, The Great Woman Resurrected, because right now most people value positivity over negativity. Most people value being in a positive state, being in a positive vibration, more than they do experiencing a negative vibration. And in order for you to be in a balanced vibration, really, because it's not even about positive or negative, but it's about being balanced, and it's about being in your state of well-being, and it's about being in a state of flow, and it's about being in a state of authenticity and allowing who you are to actually exist. This comes from a balance between both positive and negative energies, not positivity over negativity, not negativity over positivity. And this is the whole entire concept of yin and yang and the balance of life. So I'm bringing this up, and the negativity, and why negativity there needs to be a balance had with the way we perceive negativity, is because this is an imbalance, and it is the feminine energy that has been oppressed, that has caused an imbalance, and it is the masculine energy that has been distorted that has caused an imbalance. And so the purity of life comes from this balance, and the honoring of this balance, and the honoring of knowing that the honoring of the balance starts within you. It doesn't start outside of you, it starts within you. It starts with the way that you live your life and who you are on a day-to-day basis. So I encourage you all from this video to really, really, really tap into the power of what it means to be negative. Because like I said, I mean, in my sisterhood, in the Sacred Soul Sisterhood, we are going into a negative space every new moon. And let me tell you, this is the most powerful, most magnetizing energy that when you deliberately and intentionally allow yourself to sit in the things that feel negative to you, you sprout and you come up with so many different seeds of things that you actually want and you actually desire to experience and to have and to be in your life. And this is growth, this is change, this is living, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you will get a notification every time I upload a new video. And yeah, make sure you check all the links down below, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace. Make sure you subscribe to the Sacred Soul Sisterhood, and also check out the Sacred Soul Academy. And while you're at it, go and pre-order The Great Woman Resurrected. Thank you for watching. I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.